Another segment on the Sit Down with Malik Wright, presented by First Star Logistics. On this segment, I'll be discussing the rumored report that Saudi Arabia has offered Kylian Mbappe apparently a $1.1 billion contract. Now, all of that money won't be going to him. 332 million of it will be going to his former team. Regardless, I think it's pretty crazy. Now, it's just Daniel and I here in the studio today. Daniel, when I first heard this report, my initial reaction was, I got to call my mom and I got to figure out why she didn't put me in soccer. Regardless of the fact that I didn't have the talent to compete in soccer, and a lot of people don't have the talent to compete in soccer, I just can't fathom a player being worth that much money. And here's the craziest part of it. It's only for 1 year. It's only for 1 year. And that would allow him to re-enter into free agency the following year. To me, that's a little bit asinine. It's a little bit crazy, considering the fact that he'd be making more than Ronaldo. He'd be making more than Messi. He'd be the highest paid sports athlete in the world. And I got to check the numbers on this. He might be the highest paid sports athlete of all time for a 1 year deal. I mean, we know of some athletes who have made $1 billion in the profession, but that's over the course of their career. Athletes such as Floyd Money Mayweather, athletes such as LeBron James. But when you talk about an athlete, a soccer player, right? And this is no shot at soccer at all. So let me just get out right there. It's a lot of money in the professional sports world of soccer. It is. I just can't fathom that a player would make that much money for kicking a ball for 1 year. Daniel, talk me off a ledge here. Am I just disrespecting it or disregarding it? But to be making 700 some odd million dollars for 1 year, we're not even talking about for multi-years, for 1 year. That's a little bit crazy to me. What are your thoughts?
First off, I mean, there's two big takeaways I have from this, Malik. One is just the amount of money that Saudi Arabia has. Obviously, just the fact that they're willing to throw out $1.1 billion for 1 year for the marketing. I get it, for one of the best young players. But the other biggest takeaway is just how big soccer actually is. Like, I grew up, same thing. Like, I didn't hear a lot about soccer. None of my friends really cared about soccer. It was, basketball, football.
Mhm.
But the fact that someone is getting paid potentially $775 million as a salary, and the same thing with Messi, we saw him get part ownership, and the fact that the entire soccer world is on fire that, this dude came over to America. So
Mhm.
I think just the fact that I think it's nice and important for Americans to see just how important soccer is to other people, because I'll be honest, before this, I didn't really realize it. I didn't realize how much, and it also goes to show his star power, right?
Mhm.
He's 24 years old. He's on track to, be up there with the top 3 greatest soccer players of all time. So it just shows, his potential. But just the fact I didn't understand how much people actually cared about
Mhm.
soccer. And this showed if somebody's willing to throw $1.1 billion, it's probably a lot more important than other sports that Americans have going on, just putting it
Oh,
bluntly.
100%. I mean, when you think about the world's sport, it is soccer, or as some people call it, football. It
Yeah.
is the world sport, 100%, right? Right? Like, it stops, like, when there's a big soccer game, like, you figure there were Lionel Messi just he's with Miami, right?
Yep. And
He enter Miami. He wind up having a crazy shot, I guess, game winner the other day, and that's all people kept talking about. When you think about it, it really does run the world. And I don't know, when I look at it and I'm looking at the situation, I'm never shocked that soccer is this important to people around the world, even to people in America. I'm more so shocked at the money that is behind it. That being said, right? When you think about how big soccer is in the world, it's understandable why they had that much money to back up to offer some of these players. And make no mistake about it, this is the same Saudi Arabia team, I believe, that also offered Messi a major contract to come play for them as well. So I guess it's all about intentions and what it is that you want to do. But at what is how old is Mbappe? 24 years old.
24.
To be 24 years
What
old.
Malik, my question to you is, once let's say he signs it, right? You
Mhm,
get $775 million in the bank after the
mhm.
year. How hungry really are you after that? I mean, 775 mil in the bank. What are you
Yeah.
at 24? Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, Mbappe's gotten this far, you know, being devoted and being, you know, completely about his craft. But who's to say? I mean, how are you going to go about another 15, 20 years of your career with 775 mil in the bank after 1 year?
I think it all comes down to want to drive. Like for me, there's no amount of money that would stop me from doing what I love personally. And that's just me. But again, that's me talking without $770 million in the bank account. So if you thought I had that, I don't. But maybe it's a little harder to get up. Maybe it's a little harder to be as engaged or want to be great, you know, and when you don't have that money. But I'm just saying, listen, Kylian Mbappe, listen, I'm no financial advisor, but hear me out. If a club is willing to pay me that type of money for 1 year, meaning just you have to just commit to them for 1 year, and then you can go back into the free agency pool and see what's out there for you and get some ridiculous offers. Because regardless of it, right, being a business, that's the ceiling. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, that's the floor. So if a team wants you, a team has to make a substantial offer to get you. A team has to make an offer that is going to want to make you say, you know what, I want to play for them. That being said, to Daniel's point, and who's going to stop Mbappe from retiring early at 24, 25 years old with that type of money in the bank? I don't know, but all I'm saying is good for you, man. All I could do in that situation, Daniel, is be happy for the guy, right? 24 years old, getting paid almost $1 billion to play soccer, to do something that you loved, which started out as a passion as a kid, I'm sure, for him. That's insane, right? We all hope to be like that someday in our profession. But wow, the amount of money that is involved in soccer is pretty crazy. I would be remiss if we didn't bring that up, which is why I wanted to talk about this. But if you like more video content like this, make sure you guys do us a favor. Give this video a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss when we go live from the First Star Logistics studio.